If I had a nickel for every time Marvel blue, green, gray balled us on an alternate colored Hulk form, I'd have 2 nickels. And I'd be really upset because it's not a lot, and it's infuriating that it happened twice. Usually I don't care much for covering leaks, but the circumstances of this one have me willing to make an exception. We know that the Hulk and Spider-Man are going to come to blows in Brand New Day due to the machinations of the movie's mystery villain, and an excerpt from the official art book of the movie has revealed that they were originally considering making Hulk gray in this appearance before deciding that audiences needed the familiar green. You know, because we haven't had that for 7 movies and a TV show across 18 goddamn years. This especially stings because it was originally planned for Hulk to go gray while under the Scarlet Witch's influence in Age of Ultron, before they backpedaled on that too. But why does it matter, you may ask? Well, in the decades since Hulk first started smashing up the comic scene, the giant green rage monster has evolved from Bruce's repressed anger in the vein of Jekyll and Hyde to part of a larger system. See, Banner's since been determined to have multiple personalities, most of which have taken on some form of Hulk alter ego, and the Grey Hulk is one of the oldest. I mean, okay, he was gray when he first appeared, but that's not really its own personality. It's generally assumed to just be an early form of the well-known Savage Hulk. Not important. After a stint in the Microverse, the Hulk, presumed dead by the world at large and unable or unwilling to turn back into Banner, picked up a job as an enforcer for a Las Vegas casino, where he spent months making a life for himself under the name Joe Fixit. In contrast to the regular Hulk, Joe was less an exploding powder keg of rage and more of a self-centered hedonistic bundle of irritation. He was mostly concerned with looking out for number one, although he also had some semblance of a conscience and would perform altruistic deeds on occasion. Even after being merged with Banner and the familiar green Savage Hulk, which was later undone because of course it was, Joe has remained as one of Banner's most recurring alternate personalities, and was even a major player in the relatively recent Immortal Hulk run. Although there he was drained of his gamma and only able to take control of Bruce's body. This ultimately turned out to be for his benefit, though, as the absence of gamma energy allowed him to absorb cosmic radiation instead when attacked by the UFOs, turning him into a Red Hulk. I think that's worn off since, though. So yeah, I'm pretty annoyed that after 7 years of doing very little with Smart Hulk, Marvel's apparent decision on how to use him is just turn him back into the angry green guy again. Then again, the conventional wisdom is that they're likely using Secret Wars to do a kind of soft reboot of the MCU, and as much as I've always been against that idea, it does make a degree of sense to hold off on doing anything too major with Hulk until then. But I'm still gonna call them cowards for it. Next week, a who's who of not-so-friendly neighborhood foes. Again,